Hello everyone, welcome to the course Data Structures using Python. This is Thulasi Chitra, Associate Professor, Department of CSIT, MLR Institute of Technology. Today we are going to discuss about one more concept in data structures using Python, that is about tuples and its operations. Let us see what are the concepts we are going to discuss under this today's session. Here we will be discussing about what is tuple and what is the utility of tuple, and how we are going to access the tuple, and how we are going to make updations in the tuples, and what are the different basic operations we can perform on tuples. Then we have tuple assignment. Then we will be seeing about how the tuple returning multiple values at a time. Then we have nested tuples. Then we will be seeing about the index function, how it is going to work with the tuples. Then we have count operation. And at last, we will be discussing about the zip function. These are all the concepts where we are going to discuss under this today's session. Let us see what is tuple first. Similarly, like a list, the tuple is also one of the data type, but it differs in two things. When you're comparing with list, the tuple is differing in two things. Let us see what are the differences you are going to find with list and tuple. Here, when you are going to see about a tuple, sequence of immutable things can be done in the tuple. That means immutable means we cannot do any changes in a tuple. That means if you are going to assign a tuple with some value, something 1, 2, 3. If you are going to make any changes, within this tuple, it is not possible. That is called the immutable, right? And here, when you are going to use a tuple, we are going to use the parenthesis, that is opening and closing parenthesis. And for a list, we have seen we are going to use square parenthesis. And for the tuple, we are going to use curved parenthesis. This is the two differences you are going to find with a tuple. Then, how we are going to create a tuple? Let us see, we have different ways of creating a tuple. The first thing is we need to specify the variable name, that is tuple1 should be assigned with some tuple names, that is variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 and so on up to variable n values we can define. But here, when you are going to define a tuple, you should represent in curved parenthesis. And we can create an empty tuple also. We don't have any elements in the tuple. That can be created by using only opening and closing parenthesis. That is going to be assigned to one variable that will be creating an empty tuple. And the second one, where we have creating a tuple with a single element. Only one element also going to be included with a tuple. That is nothing but within the parenthesis, we are going to give one element, that is an integer element we have been specified here. And this is one way where we can give a single element in a tuple. Not only giving the single element in a tuple, we can have multiple tuple of integers. That means we can give n number of integers in a tuple by separating them with commas like this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a combination of values or a combination of different data types values can be given in the tuple, like it is called it as create tuple with mixed types. That means it may consist of integer value, or it may consist of a character, or it may consist of a floating value, and it may have a string also. If it is a combination of all these types also going to be accepted by the tuple. These are the different ways you can create a tuple. And let us see the utility of a tuple. What is this utility means? Here we are going to use one of the function called div mode function. This is one of the utility where we are going to use in a tuple, where this is a built-in function that returns a tuple value. Where what is the value it is going to return if I am going to use the function of div mode function, right? Here, the div mode function returns two values. One is the quotient value and another one is the remainder value. This is a built-in function where we are going to use. It returns two values at a time. One is the quotient and another one is the remainder. Let us see how we are going to give the values in a tuple, and that will be returning both as well as quotient and remainder. Here, this is a predefined function as we have discussed, div mode function, and these are the values where we are going to pass 100, 3, and this div mode function will return two values. One is quotient and remainder. And if I am going to divide 100 divided by 3, the quotient value which I am going to get it from this is 33. And the remainder value we are going to get it as 1. As you know that how we are going to divide it. 3, 9, 10, again 3. Right? This is the quotient value and this is the remainder value. Like this way we can get the quotient and remainder values at a time from this div mode function. This is a built-in function where we are going to use it in a tuple. And the next one where we are going to access the values of a tuple. Accessing values in a tuple means, like other sequences, indices in a tuple also starts at 0. As we have seen in the list also, the index will start from 0 onwards. In the same way, in the tuple also, the indices will be start from 0 onwards. Now, we can perform some operations like slicing, concatenation, these things with the tuples as we have done in the list also. Let us see, this is a tuple where we have all the elements, that is 1 to 10 elements have been assigned to the tuple. Now, we are going to perform some of the operations like slicing and concatenation with the tuple. The first one where we are going to do is the slicing operation where we are going to perform. Here we have 3:6. As we know that the slicing operator will be taking 3 values. One is start, stop and step. These are the operations where we are going to do. Here also it is going to do the same thing. 3 is the starting position and 6 is the last position. According to that, it is going to display the value of 4, 5, 6. How we are going to get these values? As we know that these are the indices that are going to be represented for a tuple. It starts from 0 onwards. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. These are the indices of the tuple. And we have given the starting value as 3, index as 3, so that we are going to get the value of 4. And up to 6 we have been given. 6 means up to here. As we know that it is going to exclude the last value. That means up to 5 it is going to take. That is 3, 4, 5. These are the indices. In that, what are the values that was present? Those will be printed. That is 4, 5, 6 will be printed. And the next one, :4. That means where it is going to start the index from 0 onwards. If I am going to use :4 and up to 4, what are the values that was present in the tuple, all will be printed from, that is from 0 to here. n-1 it is going to consider, right? And 4 is 2, means it is going to start from the index 4 and up to the end, what are the elements that was present, that will be printed. That means from here to here, all the elements will be printed. This will be representing the starting position. This will be representing excluding the last position. And the last one, when I am going to specify colon, means it is going to display all the elements in the tuple, right? These are the few operations where we can see with the tuple. The same slicing and concatenation we have discussed it in list also. You can refer for some more examples. And updating the tuple. Here, as I told you, tuple is immutable. That means we cannot do any changes in the tuple which have been assigned. We can only extract values from the tuple to form another tuple. Only we can extract the tuple values and we can form another tuple. That can be done. But we can't do any changes in the tuple which we have already been created. Let us see. This is a tuple with all 5 elements. And another tuple we have taken, tuple 1 and tuple 2. It is having another 5 elements from 6 to 10. And we can able to perform the concatenation like adding of two tuples, that is tuple 1 and tuple 2, that can be stored in third tuple. This can be possible. Now when you are going to do this, what happens? It is going to print all the values, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be added to the will be added with the second tuple, and the resultant will be stored in the third tuple. Like this way, we can able to perform the operation of updating the tuple with two tuples. This is possible. And coming to the next one, here as I told you, the same thing, tuple is immutable. Here we can able to perform the deletion operation. We can able to delete some element from the tuple. Is that possible? Because of immutable, if you are trying to delete an element from the new tuple, it is not possible. The changes which you are going to do in the created tuple is not possible. That's why we can create a new tuple that has all the elements in the tuple except the ones we don't want. Which you want to delete, that one we can remove and we can display the remaining all elements from the tuple. That is possible, but we can't able to delete the element from the tuple. Let us see, this is the tuple that was given with all the 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now if I am trying to use the delete function, del tuple of 3, I am going to represent 3 I want to delete. It is not possible. It is going to show you an error message. If you want to delete an element 3, then we can represent the same in terms of by using our slice operator, right? By using slice operator, we can able to delete that particular element and the remaining elements to be displayed, and that will be stored in another tuple. That is from 0 to 3 if you are going to view from tuple 1. Now what happens from 0 to 3 means it will be taking from 1, that is index from 0, 1 and 2. This will be displaying. And then from 4 onwards, if you want to display, that is 4 colon, if I am going to give, that is 3, 4, that is, this is the one which element it is going to display, right? Now from this, it can able to display the element of 1, 2, 3, sorry, up to this, right? 0, 1, 2 means, 0 to 3 means up to 0, 1, 2, it is going to take up to here, right? Now that is 1, 2, 3 will be displayed, and I'm going to display the last element. 4 colon means it is going to display the element of 5, and we can able to display all the elements in the list. Tuple of 3 is nothing but in the index 3, what is the element we have, that one we are going to delete, right? That is the meaning of tuple of 3. That means I am going to delete this particular element, that will be deleted, and we can able to display the remaining elements in the tuple. Next, we are going to see about the basic tuple operations, what we are going to perform. These are few of the lists where I have been represented to perform the basic tuple operations. Let us see. This first column represents the operation. The second column represents where we can apply our expression of the tuple and the output what you are going to get for a particular expression which you have been given by using that particular operation, that is function. Let us see the first one. We are going to use to find the length of a particular tuple. In that particular case, we can use a function called len, and we need to give the tuple within the parenthesis, and this is for the function. This is for the function parenthesis, and this is for the tuple parenthesis, right? Both the parentheses we need to specify. Then it is going to give the length of this particular tuple, that is of 6. Next, we are going to perform the concatenation. As you know that concatenation means we are going to combine. As the previous example also we have seen, we have taken two tuples, tuple 1 and tuple 2, and we are making use of plus operator for concatenating two tuples. That means plus, so that we can able to get the concatenation of two tuples. And the next one where we are going to have is repetition. Repetition means here we are going to use an operator called star. When you are going to use star, how many times you want to repeat the same tuple, that will be repeated that many times. Here I have mentioned tuple with star 3. That means the same tuple will be repeated for 3 times. So that we are going to get This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Like this way, it is going to display 3 times. And we have the membership function, where we are going to use, if I want to check a particular element is present in the given tuple list or not. Right? In that particular case, if it is present, then we can represent it with a Boolean value, that is true. If it is not present, then we are going to represent with a false. That's why 5 in this tuple I am going to verify. Yes, the 5 is present in this tuple, so that it is going to return the value as true. Membership, that is, that particular member is present in the tuple or not, it is going to verify. Right? Next, what is iteration? Iteration, we have seen, we have different iterations are there for while like this. In this, if I am going to use for I in, if I am going to use complete tuple values from 1 to 9 I have been given. If I am trying to print the elements of I that was present in that tuple, then I can able to use print statement I for printing all the elements. That is 1 to 9 all will be printed, and in the end we have given just a space, right? We have just given a space. Based on that, it will be printing all the elements side by side. If we are not giving the end, it will be printing in a new line, right? We want to get the elements in side by side, so that we have given end at the print statement, so that it can able to print all the elements in a single or vertically, right? Now, next one, we have the comparison function. As we know, comparison means less than, greater than, and double equal to. These are few symbols where we are going to use it. Comparison operators. Here, we can able to do the comparison of 2 tuples. Suppose I am going to take tuple 1 with elements of 1 to 5 and tuple 2 with elements of 1 to 5. Now, I am going to have the comparison of tuple 1 is greater than or tuple 2 or not. Here, both are having the same elements list, so that if you are going to have the comparison of greater than, it is going to return a Boolean value as false. Why? Because both are having the same elements, right? So that it is going to return it as false. Next, where we are going to find the maximum in the tuple. In that particular case, we can use max is the function. From the given tuple, it is going to find which is the maximum value that was present in the list or tuple, right? This is the maximum value. 9 is the maximum value in the tuple, that will be printed. And in the similar way, we can able to find the minimum value, min of those tuple elements. If you are going to specify, it will be returning you the minimum value. And if you want to convert a tuple, convert into tuple, I have given a string. If I want to convert that into a tuple form, then it will be converting each element separately with single quotations and separated by commas. Then it will be converted like a tuple. These are the basic operations, tuple operations, where we can perform with tuples. And the next one where we are going to have is tuple assignment. Here you can see we have packing and unpacking. What is this? What is the use of this packing and unpacking? We'll see with an example. Suppose a tuple is assigned with 10, 20 and 30. These are the elements. And we are trying to print the elements of x, y and z. What is the meaning of x, y, z? Means x is assigned with this value, y is assigned with this value, and z is assigned with this value. Right? 3 values has been assigned. Now tuple 1 equal to this one. That means tuple 1 equal to 20, 30, 40. If I have assigned 20, 30, 40 values to a tuple, that is called packing. Now, what are the elements we are giving and that is assigned to a tuple? That is nothing but a packing. Now, the same elements I want to display based on the variables. If I want to assign those values to a variables, and that is going to be assigned to a particular tuple, whatever the tuple you have been taken, that has been assigned to a variables, that is called unpacking. If you can see here, this is a tuple which I have been taken. This tuple has been assigned to these variables, right? That means the whatever the tuple values you have been given, that has been assigned to this x, y and z. That means into x you are going to get the value of 20, into y you are going to get the value of 30, into z we are going to have the value of 40. That is called packing and unpacking. Let us see some statement I have been given here. In packing, we place value into a new tuple. This is the values where we have been placed into a new tuple. While in unpacking, we extract those values back into the variables. values which have been assigned to this variable, that has been assigned to these variables. That is called unpack. Next, tuple for returning multiple values. Right, we can return multiple values to the tuples. Let us see. Here we have defined a function with the minimum and maximum values. X is assigned with the maximum value and Y is assigned with the minimum value, and we can able to return both the values at a time. Return X comma Y. Right, this is the function where we have returned to extract multiple values at a time by using this particular min max min or min max function. Right. Now let us take, these are the values that has been assigned to my variable vals, and these are the tuple values. And now we are passing maximum marks and minimum marks by using the function called max underscore min values. This is the function where we have been taken. Right. When you have called this function, this will be called to here, and according to this, the list will be passed to the vals. Now, from that, it will be taking what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value. Among this, which is the maximum value we have is 99 is the maximum value, and which is the minimum value we have, minimum value is 34. Right? These values have been assigned to this X and Y. X will be getting 99 and minimum value Y will be getting 34. And we are returning these XY values to the same function which you are calling here. Right? Now, this X value will be assigned to 99, this one, and Y value will be assigned to 34. Those values will be given to these particular variables, max marks and min marks. And after getting the values of these two things into these particular variables, if I am trying to print maximum and minimum values separately, it will be printing 99 and 34. Like this way, we can able to access multiple values at a time from the tuples. And let us coming to the nested tuple. What is nested tuple is, inside one tuple we are going to place another tuple is called a nested tuple. Let us see here. If I am going to have the toppers, here I am passing 3 different tuples at a time. But what it consists of? It consists of name, branch and CGP. These 3 different values are passing with for 3 different students I am passing. Right? Now, this is called a nested tuple. Within one tuple, we are placing another tuple, that is called a nested tuple. Now, I want to access all the tuples at a time and I want to print all those 3 values. Right? Now, for I in toppers, if I am going to take for I in toppers means it will be including with all these nested tuples. If I am trying to print I, first it will be taking the first index value, that is of 0, and whatever that was present, name, branch and CGPA, all will be printed. For the first index is 0. Right? Next, for the next time, I will be repeated and I will be incremented and it will be checking for the next index. That means this one will be verified, and so that it can able to access these 3 values at a time and it can able to print those values. This will be printed. Right? And the next one, again I will be checked for the next list of elements. It will be verified. Again, we have a few elements that was present in the tuple, so that it will be verifying all these and it will be printing those values. Like this way, you are going to get all 3 outputs of student, branch as well as the CGPA in the tuples. And this way, we can use the nested tuples. And then, next we have the index function. What is this? A dot index function is going to do. This dot index function will be taking an object. It returns the position index of the given element in a tuple or a list. What is the index position? It is pointing to that value it is going to return either in a tuple or a list. Both will be used for tuple as well as for the list. Both the things we can use. Right? And index always starts from 0 here also. And list dot index of object is, this is one of the example or syntax we can consider. Either we can use a list or a tuple also. Let us take a tuple. We have 1 to 9. These are the elements in the tuple. Now print tuple of index of 4. Index of 4 means it is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Now 4 presents in which index? That one it is going to print. 4 present at which index? At 3. That's why it is going to print the value of 3. And the next one where we have taken another tuple A is assigned with 10 to 50 elements. Now, if I am going to print the index of 30, what is the index of 30? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the index so that it can able to print the index of 2. Now, from the same example, if I am trying to print the index of 60, it will be checking with the tuple and you don't find any element of 60, so that it will be returning an error message. Okay. Next, we are going to have the count. As we know that count means it is going to return how many elements that was present in a tuple, that count will be displayed, right? Use it to return a number of elements with a specific value in a tuple. If I want to count, suppose how many A's are there in this particular tuple, how many B's are there, how many X are there. If I want to find that one, I can use this count function, and so that I can able to find how many times that particular element was repeated. Here, this is a tuple that was given with A, B, C, D and X. These are the different elements that was present in the tuple. Now, I want to print how many times X appears in this tuple up to how many times X appears, number of times I want to display. Now, you can check here, X appears for 9 times in this particular tuple. That is the one which we are displaying here. Here X has been displayed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Total 9 times. Instead of counting this by using just a count function and that particular element which you want to count, that you have to specify here. According to that, that count will be displayed. And the next one we have is a zip function. Zip function is a built-in function that takes 2 or more sequences. Will be taking 2 or more sequences at a time and zips them. Zips them means it will be something like combining them into a single list of tuples. The tuple thus formed has one element from each sequence. When it is zipping, it is going to have a combination of combination of both the things, one from one element and another from another list we can take. Let us see with an example so that you can understand how this zip function is going to work. Let us take, this is one tuple and this is a list. Both the things we have taken, one tuple and one list. Now, I am trying to print list of zip of tuple comma list 1. These two things I am going to zip it and I am going to print it as a list. The final one is a list, so that it will be combining like this. Tuple and a list we have been taken, so that it will be taking the first element from the tuple and first element from the list. Okay. That will be forming a zip. Next, second element from the tuple and second element from the list, that is 2B. Then third element from the tuple and third element from the list, 3, C. Next one, you have 4D and 5E. This is the tuples where have been formed. At last, what we have a list. That's why we are representing that with the square braces. At the final, the list has been formed. This is the purpose of a zip function. And I hope you understand the concepts what we have been discussed, and the summary, what concepts we have discussed in the overall session. Let us see. Just we have discussed about what is tuple, what is the utility of a tuple, how you can access the tuples, and what are the updating things we can perform in tuple, and what are the basic tuple operations we have seen, and tuple assignment, how we can able to do. And we have seen multiple values, how we have been accessed and we have been printed by taking an example of min-max function. And we have seen about what is a nested tuple within one tuple and how we can place another tuple and how we can access them. And what is the use of index function we have seen, and how you can find the count of all the values in a given tuple. And the last one is zip function. I hope you understand all these concepts what we have discussed under tuple. Thank you.